Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is all going to be about chipping, but more importantly, I'm going to be showing you with the aid of my body track force platform where your pressure should be at setup and during the swing to help improve your quality of contact. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is going to be about chipping. So I've just filmed a video actually using this body track system in bunker play as well, and I'll put a link to that video in this one as well, so please check out that. I just wanted to do a few videos, especially around the short game, just showing you actually with the use of my body track force platform where your pressure should be during the setup and the swing when you're playing these shots, because it's great to talk about it and demonstrate it, but if you can actually show the numbers with the aid of this body track system, I think it will really enhance this video. So if it does, please make sure you comment below and do give us a like as well. Also subscribe to the channel, it's for free, new content, at least 2 videos a week on instructional videos, and hopefully they're going to be really relevant for you. So what we're going to be talking about here is just a basic bump and run, chip and run type of shot. So I'm short of the green. You could try and putt it, but we're coming, autumn into winter here. There's a bit of inconsistency. There's some leaves and some debris around from the high winds that we've had. So, putting is an option if the ground conditions are good enough. When we're getting into this stage, we really want to try and land that ball on that first consistent bit of surface. So I'm trying to land this ball actually about a yard, 3 feet or so onto the green, and then get the ball to roll and release and read it more like a putt. So personally, I look at varying the club, but that's not the aid of this video. I have talked about that before, and again, I will put a link into this video about club selection. For me, it makes it a lot simpler if you can vary the club around the green. I know some coaches and some players like to have something consistent in terms of the club, but personally, I find getting someone to keep the swing consistent and the club as the variable makes more sense. So what I've chosen for this was a 9-iron. So I want to land that ball about a yard onto the green and then get that ball to roll and release. So I'm thinking about a slightly lower lofted club than my wedges. But what I'm going to demonstrate with these couple of shots, as I said, is where my pressure is at setup and where it is in the swing. Now I'm going to have to move the ball to me rather than me move around the ball, just because I've got to keep my feet in the right position on the mat here just to be able to show you the data. So personally, I like the ball to be played slightly nearer your trail foot on a basic chip and run, bump and run shot. I know there are some coaches who would prefer to see the ball more central. For me, the reason I'd play the ball a little bit further back in your stance is just to make sure and try and encourage that my sternum, my central point here, is ahead of the golf ball, so I can start with and feel more pressure onto my lead leg. Bad chippers, in my experience, end up 50-50 with their pressure, or maybe actually going the wrong way away from the target. Because it's such a short swing and there's no real wrist action, it's much more like a putting action. It's really important in chipping that we set our pressure and pretty much keep it there. Now I'm expecting to see some movement of my pressure going a little bit back and a little bit forwards, but it won't be anywhere near as much in a normal shot or as much as in that bunker swing, that bunker video I just filmed using my body track as well. So the longer the swing, the more I'd expect to see my pressure move more into my trail foot in the backswing and then shift in the downswing. Because this is such a short action, for me, we're sort of setting our pressure forwards and keeping it there. And now I've taught a number of good golfers who thought they had the pressure on their front foot, but by the time we actually got them on this body track system, it was quite clear that their pressure was too close to actually level 50-50. And as soon as we start to move that pressure forwards, I definitely see an increase of quality, I should say, around the ball strike. So that club striking the ball, then the turf, pinching it off the surface, and we start to get a consistent trajectory. So personally, I like the ball to be slightly nearer my trail foot, just to make sure that my sternum is ahead of the golf ball and I feel my pressure onto my lead leg. Now, how I try and get there is I want to try to set my pressure on my front foot by getting my shoulders closer to level. So quite a good exercise is to take your hands off the golf club and feel like you reach your fingertips of your lead hand, your left hand for me as a right-handed golfer, down towards your knee. And you can see that gets my shoulders closer to level. Now, by the time I put my hands on the club, this trail shoulder will be sitting lower, but we're not going to be setting up quite that we would do in a normal golf shot. So I want to feel like it's my upper body that's tilted a little bit forwards towards the target to really get my sternum forwards. And I'm feeling a good sort of 70–75% of my pressure over here onto my lead leg that we will see with my body track. So once I've set my pressure there, I'm really trying to keep it there and make a very simple action where it's more like a putting stroke. There's no real wrist action. Okay, so for me, chip and run, the club isn't passing my knees, it's a relatively short action. There's no real wrist action, I just set my pressure forwards and keep it there. I'll actually finish with even more weight forwards or pressure forwards, and that is from rotating my body. So what I see with a number of faults is people trying to keep their head down too long. I really want to see that your chest and head are turning, and then you'll feel even more at impact. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this. I'm going to try and get my pressure set onto my lead leg. My sternum feels forwards, my shoulders feel more level, pressure definitely favouring my lead leg, and I'm going to keep it there in the backswing and actually feel like I increase my pressure onto my lead leg because my body is rotating. Now that landed about 2 feet onto the green and released out there to the flag. Absolutely perfect. Let me quickly hit one more for you. That's the setup we want. That one landed a little bit short, but it's still going to be okay. Again, that pressure is definitely onto my lead leg. If you can get your pressure setup correct, it's definitely going to help your action and your quality of strike position. If you did enjoy that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and do please give us a thumbs up and comment any questions, any videos you'd like to see me film, put them below. Thanks guys, we'll see you soon.